Hey guys, it's Peggy, and we're going to talk about lymphedema. Now, I always try to encourage you guys, and I always try to give you help, encouragement, information, whatever I can to help you, because quite honestly, lymphedema has been the toughest journey I've ever had to go on. Like you know, I've had lymphedema for 20 years in my left leg. I've had some ups and downs. I've had some terrible experiences with it. Right now, I'm pretty much under control. But I want to talk to you about advice. Advice is just that. It's advice. Doctors give you advice. People in lymphedema groups, like probably where you're watching this video, give you advice. But advice is just that. It's for you to take and figure out if it's right for you. Nobody's giving medical, advice or medical information on any of these Facebook groups. These groups exist because lymphedema is a lonely disease. I don't know. It was for me. For years, I felt like I was the only one that had it. I hid my leg the best I could. I never wear shorts. I never wear, dresses, shoes, anything that would allow anyone to see my fat foot, my fat leg. I would hide it the best I could. And I was embarrassed of my body. I was embarrassed of my big leg. I was in pain. I was sick. I was, all these things. But most of all, nobody understood. Nobody understood why one day I felt good and the next day I was swollen and felt terrible. It's a lonely disease. It's something that nobody gets. Nobody gets why I'm so tired. Nobody gets why I have to do this or do that. Nobody understands. So when we come together on Facebook groups, it's to help us feel better, to help us encourage each other. These groups are not meant to tear people down. These groups are not meant to act like you're the only one that knows how to fix things, because I feel like I went from being really sick and really swollen and my lymphedema completely out of control to being fortunate enough to figuring out what worked for me. And I keep my lymphedema under control really, really good. I went 3 years with no compression at all, and then I had a flare-up when my oldest son was killed in a car accident, and I was never able to get back to that point. I still wear a compression garment. I don't know, maybe I'll get to that point again where I don't have to wear compression. But I don't wrap, I don't pump, I don't do all these other things. All I do is my compression garment and eat. I take care of everything else with diet. That works for me. And I'm happy to tell you what works for me. You need to see if it works for you. Please realize that advice is advice. You take it, my grandma used to say, eat the hay and spit out the sticks. Take what's relevant to you and spit out the rest. It took me a long time to figure out what I could eat and what I can't eat. And there's still certain things that I have to avoid. I eat a raw vegan diet, but just because I eat raw vegan doesn't mean every raw vegan thing is okay for me. Mushrooms don't seem to work well with me. I don't know if it's the fungus. I don't know what it is. Also, I have issues with candida in my body because I had C. diff and I had all sorts of other problems back when the doctors tried to kill me. And I know I'll probably get in trouble for saying it, but, get over yourselves, people. Laugh once in a while. Seriously, just laugh. Anyway, so I can't eat a lot of sugars. I have to be careful. I have to be careful of my intake of fruits. I have to be careful of my intake of, things. But you become intuitive of your body. Everyone's lymphedema is caused from a different thing. Not everybody that has breast cancer and gets lymph nodes removed gets lymphedema. So why did you get it? I don't know. Not everybody that has injuries to their leg and their hip gets lymphedema, but why did I get it? I don't know. Not everybody was born with it, but maybe you were. Why? I don't know. But the point is that we all have something, and maybe by me telling you what works for me, you can implement that and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, maybe you can implement part of it or some of it or whatever it is. Or maybe it'll just encourage you because you will be like, hey, something worked for someone, so maybe something will work for me one day. And sometimes that's all we need, is just to know that someday something will work for us. So don't give up, don't get frustrated, and don't think that you're alone, because you're not. Because we're all here to help you and to love you and to understand. And we all get it. Lymphedema sucks. It sucks. Sometimes I get bitter and angry and frustrated, and then I have to realize I still have 2 legs. So doctors wanted one of them at one point, but I still have 2 legs and I can walk, and I'm relatively healthy in every other way. And I just have to count my blessings and be thankful and know that I am on a journey, and what happens today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be there tomorrow. So please take this to heart when you're on these lymphedema groups, and be nice to each other, encourage each other. Remember why we're here. I hope you have something that can fix everything, and maybe you do. Let me know. Maybe you think surgery's the way to go. If that's the way to go for you, then look into it. Maybe you think eating's the way to go, then look into it. Maybe you think whatever. It doesn't mean it has to be all right for me just because it's right for you, and vice versa. But I'm going to listen to what you say, and I'm going to take it to heart, and I'm going to think, maybe I can try this or implement this. I am always trying to get better. I hope you are too, because my goal is that one day we can all get better. But until that happens, let's encourage each other instead of being mean to each other. Thank you so much. I love you guys. I hope you know that I'm here for you as much as I can be. And I hope you have an amazing week. I'll see you soon.